So I wanted to do like a weekly Pax Day recap, and I'm not sure what to call it yet. Maybe I'll just call it weekly Pax Day recap. But basically, I wanted to go over what's happened in the past week in Pax Day, and just go over news or updates and whatnot. Right now, the game is still pretty young, I guess you can say, and there's not much going on. There's a couple updates and whatnot, so there might not be much to put in these recaps. But I still want to do it. I think it'll be fun. It'll be more content to put out. Over the weekend, the devs don't really put out any new content or new stuff. They just take the weekends off like normal human beings. So I think the weekend is the perfect time to go like do these weekly recaps. So first we're gonna go over the patch notes that just came out for this week. And if you guys don't know, I made a whole video going over every single change that they're going through, every single thing on the patch notes. I'll put a link to that if you haven't watched it. It's been a week. You probably either watched it already or might not care, but I'll put a link up anyways just so you can watch it. So I want to say for this week, after those changes, there were some undocumented changes that I noticed as soon as I logged in the game and started playing. Some of those changes were the mining animation. It's a little different, as well as the wood chopping animation. The thing with the wood chopping animation is that apparently it was a little bit slower, so that was kind of like a bug. And they did go back and change that, where the animation still changed, but it's not slow anymore. It should be good. That's one of the fixes they made. Another change was blood. When you hit mobs, they now there's like a little blood that comes out as you hit it, but also there's blood on the ground once they die, or even before they die, they just like drop blood on the ground. My only thing with this is that the blood is like neon red. I think it's a little too much on the neon. I think they can dial it back a little bit and make it a little bit more just like a little darker, less shiny, or whatever you want to say. But I like it. It makes they did say they're changing the impact of hits once you connect with something, and you can kind of see that when you hit it and there's like blood coming out. But just the color seems a little too strong. Just dial it down a little bit. But I do like the change of like you hit something and it bleeds, and it just makes it feel a little bit better. Another change that was undocumented that I noticed was the clan tabard. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but before, or at least for me, I'm not sure if I was just bugged, but before it would just be the default, just white and red. It didn't really change anything at all. But now it actually has your clan's like emblem or logo or whatever you want to call it. On the login screen, it's still not changed, which is this is how it used to look for me. But once you log in and you see your character, there is actually a change. I thought that was really cool, although it should have been like that in the first place, but I'm glad they changed it. And I'm surprised they didn't announce it in the changes, but it's fine. It's good. Other changes that happened that I think are notable are the chests have more space now. Of course, and just like they pointed out in the notes, you have to remake every chest. You pretty much got to break them down and remake the chest. But there is more space in the chest. That's pretty cool. It's not a crazy amount, but it is good. It feels good. Another thing that I liked, there's a notable change, was the fail crafting. Like when you craft something and it fails, the items just fall on the ground. I hated that, but it seems to be working now fine, where they actually go in your inventory if your inventory is not full. Now, other bugs that came out with the new patch, there were server crashes whenever I guess people went swimming. I did not experience that. I don't go swimming much, but they fixed it anyway, so that's good. The wood cutting animation speed, again, like I said, they corrected that. There was also an issue with doors preventing the opening of chests and whatnot, but again, they fixed that. And then there were characters missing. I guess some people were logging, either one of their characters or just the one character was missing, which is really bad, but they fixed that apparently too. I'm not sure if anybody's still having that issue, but they said they fixed it. Now there's other bugs that they haven't been fixed yet, and one of them, or some of them, are ones that I've noticed and I haven't seen them mention it. For one, the mining, it used to be to where sometimes you were mining and you ran out of stamina. If you stopped halfway, the node would become like you couldn't interact with it anymore. And I swear it was good the first day, but now last night I experienced it again, where I ran out of stamina, or I had to stop for a second, and when I went back, I couldn't mine it anymore. So I'm not sure what happened there. I'm pretty sure it was working the first day of the patch, and then they must have changed something, and now it's not working again. It's still an issue, and I haven't seen them mention it, or if anybody else is going through this, but it's still there. At least for me, it is. Another change, or another bug that I noticed that I haven't seen anybody mention, is that mobs like disappear. They're like invisible for a split second or two, and I never noticed that before. It's just happening now. Usually it's very brief, but still it's there. Another thing is when I use my skill, at least my gray mold skill, I forget what it's called, pound, it like jumps up in the air, and there's been times where I just get frozen up in the air. And I'm not sure if it's just pound or like certain other skills, or like every skill, I'm not sure if it's a skill that jumps up in the air that it happens with, but it's happened to me where I just jump up and freeze up in the air. I didn't get footage of that. Whenever I recorded, it wasn't happening, and I don't know how to replicate it, but it has happened. I don't know if they fixed it. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but I haven't seen anything about it, so I'm not sure. Apparently the game launcher was not working correctly, or it's not working correctly. They haven't fixed it yet. Not sure what's going on with that. I actually used the game launcher and haven't had any issues. I think there was a loop once, like I had one instance where I did loop, but then I just clicked enter world once again and it was fine. So I'm not sure what's going on with the launcher, but that's still unresolved apparently. There's another bug where the players fall through the map and they can't retrieve their corpse. That is really bad, because if you got good stuff on you or even just your equipment, then you got to remake all of that. So I hope they fix that soon. It's still a bug that they haven't fixed apparently. I hope I don't go through that. I hope nobody goes through that, but I hope they fix it. Another bug that they have going on right now is the chests and other crafted items are not refunded correctly once they're destroyed, and it just leaves an invisible collision like in the world. Like you can't see it, but you just collide with it. I haven't gone through this. To be fair, I haven't destroyed and remade a lot of things, but I'm guessing people who are remaking their chests, they're going through this. This is obviously not good, and hopefully they fix that too. But yeah, that's it guys. I think that's pretty much the weekly update for Pax Dei this week. Not much going on, just some couple changes that were pretty good. I didn't really go over all the changes because I did that in the patch review, but you guys kind of know about that, so I just went over the undocumented changes. If you guys like this kind of content where I just go over the week of Pax Dei, obviously again this week there wasn't much, but you know, in the future I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more to go over, a lot of more news and whatnot. If you guys like that kind of content where I go over like a weekly recap, please let me know what you would like to be included in the video, what I could change. I'm trying to make these a little bit shorter, at least for the weekly recap, but let me know what you guys like about it. Let me know what I could change. Let me know what I could add. Also, if you're still watching, please consider subscribing. Like I said before, I'm trying to join their content creator program and I need 2,000 subscribers for that. So just consider subscribing if you're still watching the content, if you still like it. If you want more Pax Dei content, like I said, I'm doing this Pax Dei content consistently. If you look at the last week, last 7 or 8 days, I've been releasing videos pretty consistently. So yeah, please consider subscribing. You guys have a good day.